What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. We're tackling question 2 in the 4th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. We're being asked to tell which of these figures from A, B, C, and D has at least one acute angle, one obtuse angle, and one right angle. So in terms of what we need to know to do well in a question like this, you guessed it, it's acute, obtuse, and right angles. Isn't that fascinating? So let's go ahead and go over very quickly what exactly those are. So an angle is just how sharp the point is. Oh, I need to move that forward. Y'all can't see that. An angle is just how sharp this point is when two shapes come together. And we can split angles up basically into 3 main types. The big one is this one here, 90 degrees. And I'll start with this one. Because any angle that measures 90 degrees, or if I can draw it in a picture form, any angle that looks like the corner of a box, and when you see this written, you might see a couple of these in there. Any angle that measures 90 degrees or looks like it's the corner of a box is called a right angle. Now, if we go any smaller than that, we get to what are called acute angles. And then these are the angles that are the sharper ones. Even something like that. So if it's a little bit sharp, pretty sharp, or your mom doesn't want you to go into her sewing kit sharp, that's an acute angle. Now we come over here. If we go greater than 90 degrees, we get to obtuse angles. Now for obtuse, I like to think of if one of your siblings is poking you over and over and over. It's not going to be really sharp unless he's holding something sharp, in which case he should get in trouble. But if he uses... But if an obtuse angle is going to not be really sharp, but if it pokes you, you'll still feel it. It'll look anything like this. And if your brother pokes you, or if your brother or your sister pokes you with their finger over and over again, it'll feel like one of these is poking you, and one of your parents might say that they're acting obtuse. So, acute angles are the sharper ones, right angles are the box ones, obtuse angles are the big ones. So we're going to have to look for those in each of the figures that we're supposed to try to find in this problem. So we're looking for the figure with at least one acute angle, one obtuse angle, and one right angle. So if we start with triangle A, we have acute angle. This one looks sharp. This one's definitely pretty sharp. It's an acute angle. And then this one up here, if we turn the paper, we can see that it's a little bit sharper than a corner of a box. So I'll call it obtuse. But either way, we're looking for something with one acute, one obtuse, and one right angle. Whether or not it's an obtuse angle or a right angle, if I'm wrong and it's actually a right angle, either way it's missing at least one of those, so it can't be choice A. So now we come over here to choice B. This angle here at the top is really sharp. This one at the bottom is really sharp. Acute and acute. And then these two at the sides aren't very sharp. They're a lot more blunt. Obtuse and obtuse. But for choice B, we're still missing a right angle, so this can't be it. Now we come down here to choice C. Obtuse, 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 obtuse. Oh, yeah, that's all obtuse angles. We're missing the acute angle and the right angle. Can't be choice C. So now that we've knocked out A, B, and C, we're pretty sure it's D. But we're going to go ahead and just make 100% sure. And I'm going to start by seeing that these look like the corners of a box. This is a trapezoid and not a square or a rectangle, but we can still say that these are right angles. This one down here is pretty sharp. I'll call it acute. And then this one up here is a little more blunt. I'll call it obtuse. Okay, good. I'm glad that we tested this one out and found that we had at least one right angle, at least one obtuse angle, and at least one acute angle in choice D, and that choice D is our answer.